Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's budget video. Today we are going to be setting up a couple of our paycheck budgets as well as stuffing our cash envelopes. So we are getting paid today, the day you guys are watching this video, on the 31st. So we're going to set up that paycheck budget, and then the 14th of June we're going to set that up as well. So 2 paycheck budgets, and I will also update you guys on the 17th of May because I was able to close that paycheck budget out. So we did make a little extra income, which is nice. My husband recently went back to work, so that is very helpful. So I tracked that, and then all of our bills came out. We were a little bit under for T-Mobile, which is nice. And then our expenses, we did fill up on gas, so that was a little over at $5.45, and that is where we ended up. One big update to share with you guys, it's kind of crazy, but we're all outside playing, all the kids were playing and stuff, hanging out, and Julia and her little friend were playing around like some pipes in our front yard, which I did not even realize that those pipes were there. I don't know how I didn't realize that. They were kind of covered by the bushes before, I feel like, and then I don't know. Anyways, didn't really know that they were there, didn't know what they were for or anything like that. They had caps on them, and the kids had managed to screw the cap off, and then they were putting rocks down into the pipe. The pipe is a sewage line and it started kind of getting backed up and stuff because of the rocks that went in there. So we had to call out a plumber. It was a very, very expensive fix. It was over $2,000 to fix it. They had to go in and unblock it and use all these tools and machines, and anyways, it could have been worse. They thought they were gonna have to dig it out. But yeah, so that happened. That was pretty insane, and that definitely set us back a little bit. We were planning on making an extra payment to the car, but as you can see, we did not because of that really large expense. But I told Andrew that, you know, and we talked about it all because of course it was a stressful situation. It's not ideal to have something like that happen, but what we felt very blessed about was the fact that we were able to pay for that expense with cash. We didn't have to put it on a credit card or anything like that. We just needed to find someone to fix it ASAP because you do not want to mess with sewage at all. So they came out, we had a good talk with the kids, like do not touch any of this stuff obviously, and he screwed the caps on very, 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 very tight. They should not be able to get them off. Again, I don't even know how they got loose in the first place. The plumbers even were like, these normally are on super tight. So anyways, lessons learned all around. We thought the kids were just playing nice and quietly, like with rocks and sticks. We had no idea that they had accessed these pipes, and so whenever the kids are quiet, still check on them. Even if they're in your line of vision, they're playing quietly and stuff, you never know what they are up to, especially toddlers. So it could have been worse and everything. We were able to get it fixed ASAP, so that is good, but that definitely threw us off a little bit. So we are kind of waiting until like we can reconcile all the accounts again. We're getting paid on the day you guys are watching this, so on that day Andrew and I are planning on sitting down and kind of going through our budget again. We're also making another big change. I mentioned this in my last budget video, but we are going to start up sinking funds again, so I'm going to actually set those up today with you guys. So because of all these different changes and stuff, we held off on making the extra payment to the car, and then once we reconcile the accounts, kind of see where we're at with everything, then we'll put an extra payment to it and we'll figure out what that payment amount is. As soon as I know, I will let you guys know, and we'll like make the extra payment and all that. The payment system for the lender is really weird. I have to just tack on the extra payment to the normal payment, so when we do make an extra payment, it won't be until towards the end of June. So but yeah, just thought I'd update you on those couple things because that definitely happened, and it was again, not ideal, but it definitely did affect things all around. So anyways, that is all good. Expenses are all settled. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to duplicate that paycheck budget, duplicate this one, and then I'm going to move this into the completed folder because we don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to rename this 531 paycheck. And we'll go ahead and get started. So when it comes to Andrew's income, I am just going to estimate it at 0 because there is absolutely no way to really know what that is going to be. He gets a lot of his earnings from tips. So yeah, there's just no way to know. So I'm just gonna put 0. I have no clue. And then we'll just add it up once anything comes in. And then we are going to set aside, we're gonna set aside money for the mortgage. So this is gonna be for July's mortgage. And that has not been paid. Let me see, let me go ahead and just real quick take all this off. Oops. There we go. And then I'm also going to need to, that's all gonna stay as it is. Andrew's actually going to take out cash here in just a few moments. So he has the envelope, so I'm gonna have to film this part of the video and then film when he gets back. But piano, we needed to take out 210 because we have a makeup lesson. Maddie had a church camp on Thursday, the day that she had her lesson, and we prepay for lessons for the month. So we're actually going to have a makeup lesson in June. So let's erase this. So yeah, our expenses are always the same: groceries, gas, household, entertainment. Oh, babysitters I can take out actually, because we're not gonna do that until September. We have that on there for our Bible study group, but we're taking a break currently. Babysitters watch the kids while the adults do Bible study and stuff together. And we're taking the break until September. I don't know if I just said that, but anywho, so that's all good there. So, oh, and then Andrew's actually not taking out any pocket money because what he's planning to do is just, he's got a big golf trip coming up at the end of June. So what he's gonna do is he's just going to start saving up money from his tips that he earns at the golf shop, because there's a certain amount of money that he's saving, but he wants to have cash. So what we're doing is we're just not putting any money on his chime card for now, and then he's gonna save up what he needs from his tip money from work, and then he will be good to go. And then once he reaches the goal amount that he's saving, then we'll start putting the tips in to our income, and then we'll start up his chime again, if that makes sense. He just thinks it'd be easier for cash because he's going with 8 guys. It's 8 guys total, and so they're splitting a bunch of stuff. They're gonna go to like Costco and get a bunch of food. They have an Airbnb, all this kind of stuff. So and then they have to pay for, you know, the actual golf itself and all of that kind of stuff. It's his big like Father's Day type of gift. He hasn't gone on a golf trip, I can't even remember the last time, so I'm really excited for him. He's gonna have so much fun. But yeah, that's kind of his Father's Day gift and everything, and he's had it planned for a while now. It ended up being very cheap too. The Airbnb they got is pretty nice, and since it's split between 8 people, it's pretty cheap. It's like $85 per person for the Airbnb, but then they're gonna need like food and all that kind of stuff on top of that. So anyway, so that's kind of what's going on there. So probably not until like July will we start putting money back on his chime account. Okay, and then I have my pay period calendar here that I set up. I can close this and I can close this. So I have my pay period calendar. This is gonna help me determine what the bills are that's due, so I color code. So the payday for this paycheck budget is green, and then I put all the bills in green, and then same thing for the 14th of June, that's blue. So it just kind of helps me visually see what is due when. So we have on the 1st of June a couple expenses. We have our HOA, and then the gym, our gym membership, and solar panels. The HOA is always the same amount, $126.95. Thankfully that hasn't gone up lately. The gym is $90 and the solar panels are $250.06. I'm kind of curious if I got that right, going off of memory. Yes. Okay, and then on the 4th, we have water and trash due. Water and trash, and that was 92 something, 92.82. I did put APS on here, although we don't owe anything. We currently have a credit of $55.87 because of our solar panels, but I put it on here just in case, like later on I'm like, oh, what about APS? You know, I had that thought during the paycheck budget last time, like, oh, did I forget APS? So I just put it on there to know that we don't owe them anything currently. So that is good. And that's it for bills for this paycheck budget. Pretty simple. So let me grab my calculator and we will calculate this out. So $788.95, whoops, $788.95. I found this calculator, now I don't know where the other one is. My kids love playing with calculators, so let's see, 90 and then 250.06 and then 92.82 puts us at a total, and I'll double check this, of $1,348.78. And I do like to just double check. Yeah, so that's correct. And that is coming out of the total of $3,144.75, which gives us almost $1,800 remaining, $1,795.97. So then we move down to our expenses here, and do I want to bump gas up to 60? It's getting closer to 60. I think I'm going to just bump this up by like 10 bucks just to make sure we have enough there. Oh, Andrew's leaving to go grocery shopping and stuff. So I'm gonna add all of this up. So it's a total of $1,060. So then we can subtract $1795.97, and that gives us $735.97. Now, the thing that is changing is our sinking funds. So we are going to start up 6 main sinking funds. I took a look at our previous sinking funds and sort of figured out, like, what are the essentials? What are the things that we know are going to come up no matter what, and that we need to make sure we're setting aside money for? And then what we did is we had a miscellaneous savings before. So we actually took out amounts for starting balances for each of these funds, pretty generous in some categories, like one of them being festivities, which is going to include Christmas, and Christmas is now, you know, we're halfway into the year, so we don't have as long to save for that. And we've just been invited to lots of birthday parties and things like that. There's so many kids in our neighborhood, which is so fun. But birthday gifts and all that kind of stuff, I just want to make sure we have money set aside for all of that, plus our own birthdays, and like we do celebrate like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Halloween, you know, getting costumes for the kids and stuff. So it's just kind of an all-encompassing fund. But anyways, so the funds that we are going to start up is the car. We do need to get tires for the car soon, so and this will include like car tags as well, any maintenance, and then festivities, which is the one that I just mentioned. So that'll be any holidays, including Christmas, birthdays, just all that kind of stuff. And then house, as we learned after needing to fix our sewage line, unexpected house expenses come up all the time when you're a homeowner. that's just part of owning a home, is you need to make sure you're prepared for large repairs and stuff like that. So having a sinking fund for that, I think, is super essential. And then kids. So the kids need new shoes, new clothes, just random things here and there. So we want to have money set aside for them. Medical. So we do not have any sort of health insurance at all. We use a cost sharing program called Christian Healthcare Ministries. And so I've explained this a few times, but any expense above $1,000 is covered by Christian Healthcare Ministries, and it's any sort of related expense. So knock on wood, if someone were to, you know, break their leg or something, it would cover if all of the related expenses, the x-rays, the cast, like whatever else was over $1,000, then it would be covered completely. But we do have to pay, like, you know, there's no like copay, it's just all cash pay. So if we go to a general checkup, it's like $150, which sounds crazy, like, I know, but when we were paying for health insurance before, for actual health insurance, it was way more than what we're paying for the cost sharing program. So we have the peace of mind that if anything big pops up, it'll be covered. But we do want to have money set aside because we do regular checkups and dental visits and stuff. We do have dentist insurance though, actually. We don't have eye insurance, so I have an eye exam in June that I'm gonna have to pay cash for. So Andrew has to get dental work done soon, so that medical fund is really important for us. And then vacations. So we are not planning on going on any big vacations at all. One thing that we were talking about doing though, potentially, because we have a lot of miles on one of our credit cards, we had opened up like a miles card a while ago. We very rarely use it though, so we're gonna close it. But we have all these miles, like we had gotten bonus miles when we signed up. And so we were talking about doing like a big trip and going to Kentucky to go see the Noah's Ark exhibit. I think that would be so fun. So yeah, one of my favorite YouTubers, Ashley from Grace and Grit, I really love her YouTube channel. She and her family, they went to go see the Noah's Ark, and it looks so cool, and I think it'd be really fun to go check it out. I know it's so random, but that's one thing we talked about doing, and my sister was thinking about tagging along too, so that would be fun. So we might do that, but then we're going camping. So this vacation fund is going to cover camping a lot of the time. So getting food for camping and paying the camping fees and like different things like that. So I want to go have fun and create those memories as a family. We're not going to do any fancy vacations for a while, you know, especially not while we're paying our car off, but we want to go do things, be out in nature, and camping is just a really great, inexpensive way to do that. We did get our tent recently. We're working on accumulating our camping gear and stuff like that. So anyways, that is what we are planning on doing as far as sinking funds are concerned. And each pay period, we're going to set aside certain amounts into each fund. So for the car, that is going to be $50. For festivities, that is also going to be $50. The house, I like even numbers, like just, you know, very consistent. For the kids, it's going to be $25. For medical, it's going to be $50. And then for vacations, it's going to be $50. So it's a total of $275 per paycheck that we're putting into our sinking funds. And that means we have remaining $460.97. And then we'll take a look at our next paycheck budget and kind of see where we're at with that and see if we need any of that to go to a rollover. And if we do, I'll just add rollover to our expenses here. So let's go ahead and start setting up that paycheck budget. Okay, so before we set up the next paycheck budget, I actually made an error. So I wanted to go over that with you guys. I completely forgot that we were not setting aside half of the mortgage in this paycheck budget. As you can see on the calendar here, we have the 14th and the 28th to set aside the mortgage payment for July. So we are not setting aside half the mortgage for the 31st of May paycheck. So I had to go in and just make some changes real quick and everything. And then while I was in here, I totaled everything out, adjusted the totals and stuff. We're not making additional debt payments for this paycheck budget. We're not putting anything into savings for this one. And then I did add up the totals over here because this will be the amount that is rolling over into the next paycheck budget. So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to come out here and duplicate that paycheck budget, and then we're going to rename this 6/14 paycheck. And then we'll start setting that up. There are many more bills due for this paycheck budget. So, okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to erase this total here. We'll keep, yeah, erase that. Expensive, yeah. Sinking funds will be the same, that'll be the same. Okay, so for rollover, I'm going to, oops, hang on. A little bit of a hot mess here, sorry guys. I'm going to copy this and we're gonna put the rollover amount here. If it'll let me paste it. There we go. So we're gonna put that there and then we're gonna add that in to our income total. And this might be just what we do because we only make the extra car payment once a month versus every paycheck. To me, it kind of makes sense to just roll over any extra amounts and then let it build up and then make the extra payment. So 124992. So we've got $4,394.67 that we're working with for this paycheck period, minus any income that Andrew brings in. So then we're going to go ahead and erase all of this, and then we will erase piano because that won't get us set aside until later in the month. And I think we're good to go. All of these sinking fund amounts, which I'll get to that in just a moment, are going to be the same as far as what's going in. Okay, so for bills, the first thing that we are going to put aside is the mortgage payment. So let me actually close this and like flip-flop these. Okay, so, and sorry I'm writing on such an angle, it's just, I can't get away from it. So 6/14 July mortgage, and that amount is $788.95. And then I'm gonna grab my phone real quick. I had it charging because it was almost dead. And we're gonna pull up the pay period calendar here. Oops. So I've got that on my phone so I can easily reference it. And that way I don't have to kind of flip back and forth and everything. So next we have Geico Auto due on the 14th. And that is $155.32. Then we have on the 15th State Farm, that is my husband's life insurance policy. And that is $38.70. And then we have on the 17th Southwest Gas, and that amount is $29. Then on the 19th, Disney Plus, which Maddie and Andrew have been watching a ton of Star Wars together, which has been really fun. So we went back and forth on canceling Disney because we didn't use it a lot, but now we're using it more, so we'll probably keep it around for a bit. And then on the 20th, we have CenturyLink. That's our internet service provider, and that is $65. And yeah, lots more bills in this pay period for sure. And then on the 23rd, there's Banner Life, which is my life insurance policy. We've had those forever and ever. I'm glad we got those when we did though. And then we have on the 24th, World Watch News, which we use for homeschool. Just a way to stay informed of current events and stuff, but it's like more of a neutral take, and it has a Christian worldview, which we really like. And then on the 25th is the Sienna, and I'm just gonna put the minimum payment in, but we will probably put extra to it. So that's gonna be $1,000 for that, and that's our minimum plus a little extra. We've been putting more than the minimum pretty much. It was like a few months into paying the car, I think, that we bumped it up and just rounded it up to $1,000, and then we put extra on top of that too. So we're trying to pay it off, you know, as quickly as we can. We could definitely be more aggressive and cut back on other certain things like our sinking funds, but after all these unexpected expenses and just knowing we're gonna have to pay for stuff, like, I feel much more peace of mind having the sinking funds and having it take just a little longer to pay off the car. It's just a nice little safety net for when those things come up. Okay, so those are all of our bills. Let me just make sure real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Okay, so now we're just going to add all of those up. So 788.95, 155.32, 38.70, 29, 15.18, 65, 22.22, 699, 1000, and 155. So a total of $2,276.36. And of course, you know me, I'm gonna double check it. 870. Try to not talk when I'm double checking because it throws me off. Yeah, so that is accurate. And then we're going to subtract 43.94.67. So we have remaining $2,118.31. All right, and then we are going to add up all of our expenses. So groceries, gas, household. Andrew's still not back from the store. I know, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last little bit of the video, but we did amazing with groceries. We intentionally tried to really just eat what we had on hand. One night we had peanut butter and jelly for dinner. You know, we tried to really scrape and save our dollars as much as possible because we really want to do a big, like, stock up of certain things. So we had a little over $300 left in cash this last go around from the last pay period, plus the $500 that we're going to be taking out for the 31st of May's paycheck. So we're going to have over $800 for groceries. Andrew's planning on stocking up on some stuff today. I don't know if he'll stock up on everything, but he did mention maybe going to the butcher. So he's not back yet for cash envelopes, so I'll probably film those a little later. But yeah, I was pretty proud of us for doing so good with that. Okay, I think this is right. See, this is why I shouldn't talk. 850, let me just double check this because I'm like, okay, hopefully I added that up right. 500, 60, 80, 100, 60, and 50. Okay, so 850, and then we'll subtract the remaining. Gives us $1,268.31. And then we go over to sinking funds here, and that was $275. So that gives us a total of $993.31 remaining there. So for this one, we will figure out what our total, like actual total that we can put towards the Sienna after we have income come in from Andrew, both for the 31st of May paycheck and this one, and then also, you know, once the expenses are paid and that sort of thing, is probably when we're going to do that. So and I'm just kind of thinking like timing wise how that'll work, because what we may have to do is set aside whatever extra we're putting towards the car in like a separate little spot in our bank, and then like the next month transfer it over and make a bigger payment to the car. I think that's gonna have to be what we do, because we almost need to close out this paycheck budget entirely in order to see, you know, kind of what extra we have. So our extra car payment actually may not come out until July is what I'm thinking. It's just kind of weird timing. I really wish that they didn't have it set up the way they have it. I don't understand it. The fact that all you can do is edit the auto pay. That's the only thing you can do. You can't make any extra payments or anything. I even called and they said, yep, that's the way it works and da-da-da. So I don't know why they do that, but it makes it a little bit more tricky because that car payment comes out on the 25th and this budget will not be closed out by then. So it just makes it kind of weird, you know? So we'll see what we decide to do with that. I think we'll just close out this budget and then we'll transfer whatever we have set aside that's extra for the car into our account. Like maybe put it sort of like what we do with the mortgage. We set aside half the mortgage. You know, we could even put it in the account that the mortgage stays in. Then we'll just transfer whatever we have that's extra into our checking account in order to make that bigger payment the following month. I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing. So we may not see an extra car payment until July unless things work out a little differently and everything. But that's kind of how it is looking currently. So I'm going to copy that. I can actually do this. Put that for income, that for bills, and then expenses. Sinking funds. Oh, that's already there, and then this here. So the rollover amount might change depending on, yeah, this whole like setting paycheck budgets ahead of time. I don't know if this will work as well or not, because this rollover amount may change based on how the 31st of May goes. And then if that changes, I have to go in and change all of this other stuff, which is easy enough to do. It's not a big deal, but yeah, I might just need to figure that out. So anyways, that's kind of, or maybe like wait to put the rollover in actually until, yeah, maybe wait to put the rollover in until the 31st of May is like done, and then don't figure out like the remaining here. I don't know. We'll figure it out together, guys. I'm telling you, I like confuse myself. I think I overthink this stuff. It's, you know, that's pretty much what's happening here. Okay, sinking funds, let's move forward. So sinking funds, what we're doing for that, I mentioned that we are breaking apart what was in our miscellaneous savings and putting it into 6 main sinking funds: car maintenance, festivities, house maintenance, Maddie and Julia, I don't know what the dogs are barking at. Okay, sorry about the dogs barking. Normally Andrew locks them up in their crates before he leaves, but they're out and about, so they were just barking at something random. But anyway, so Maddie and Julia, anything that they might need, and then medical expenses and vacation. Our beginning balances for these, we had $5,000 in miscellaneous savings that we were working with, and we decided to break that apart for each one. So for car maintenance, we decided to start at $1,000. And the reason why we decided to start that high is because, I don't like the way I wrote that, is because we're gonna need new tires very soon. We're gonna go camping. Oh my gosh, that doesn't look good either. Andrew just got home. Why can I not write zeros? What is happening? But we're gonna go camping in September. So we wanna get them changed before that. So we decided to put a pretty hefty amount as our beginning balance. And then on the 31st of May, we're going to do a deposit, and that is going to be for $50. So then we'll have $1,050. And all my zeros went okay that time, so that's good. Okay. And then for festivities, we decided to put $750. And we're on the 31st of May going to do a deposit for $50, and then we'll have $800 in that account. For house maintenance, we're gonna start off at $1,000. Oops. 1,000, and we're going to do a deposit of $50 again, and then that'll make our balance $1,050. Okay, so that's that. And then moving over to Maddie and Julia, their starting balance is going to be $500. Julia is gonna need new clothes and stuff soon, and we need to get a nicer piano dress, which actually I wanna deduct that from the sinking fund. I'll do that while we're on sinking funds, but I just got her a piano recital dress. She needs something a little bit fancier, so we're gonna do a deposit. And that's gonna be $25. So we're gonna have $525. Then for medical expenses, we're doing $1,000 again, because anything above $1,000 is covered, anything under $1,000 is not. So we wanted that to be pretty well established. So deposit, and it's gonna be $50. So $1,050. And then for vacation, we're gonna do $750. We are planning on maybe going to Great Wolf Lodge too. So we just wanna make sure we had enough in there, and then if we do decide to go to the Noah's Ark thing and all that. So deposit, and that's gonna be $50, which gives us $800. So that's kind of where we're starting out for sinking funds and everything, our beginning balances and all of that kind of stuff. It was nice to be in a position to be able to break apart that miscellaneous and put it in here. I think like any miscellaneous expenses that do come up will be covered by these oh my gosh, if I could talk, these 6 sinking funds. So let me look up on Amazon real quick and see what those dresses were. I got 2. We're gonna end up returning one, but I got 2 because I wanted to see which one Maddie liked more. So one of the dresses, this was on the 29th. recital dress, and that was $33.19. And then the other one is this one here. I can show you guys them in just a minute here too. This one was $36, and we're gonna need to get her shoes too. $36.88, and that was another recital dress. So when I do the Amazon return, then that'll just be like a credit to the sinking fund. So we'll figure out which one we like more. So then what you do is we will go in here and do the $525 minus $33.19, which is $491.81, and then $36.88, which is $454.93. So that's kind of where that balance is currently. And let me show you, this is one of the dresses. It's like a really pretty like blue color, and I love like the lace detail and the ruffled sleeves and everything. So that's one of the options. And then the other one is this one here, which I also really like, but we'll see what Maddie thinks, like which one she likes more. I'm just gonna have her try both, but just a little bit more fancy for her piano recitals and everything. So, and I think that color will be really pretty on her, the dark blue. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Andrew did just get home, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the camera, go grab the cash envelopes, see where everything's at, because he was using some of the cash to get stuff today, and I know he needed to get household stuff. So I'm gonna go get the whole rundown on all of that, and then I'll be back, we'll stuff cash envelopes, and then we're gonna be all set. So yeah, I will be right back. Okay, I just realized my ceiling fan was on, so hopefully, I normally like to turn it off when I'm filming, so I'm hoping and praying that the sound is not awful in this video, because this is a long video. I think I'm definitely going to just do one paycheck at a time, wait for the paycheck to close, and then set up the next paycheck. That's gonna have to be what I do. But anyways, I got the rundown on what is going on with cash, so let me open this up and we will start filling up the envelopes. Andrew let me know that this is what is left from household. So I have the household envelope here. He got some dryer sheets and Ziploc bags and just various other little, I think, paper towels, like just things like that. So there's 50 in household. So that is all good. And then for groceries, we had 25 remaining, and then we're adding another 500. So, and he did a lot of stocking up. He was able to get like 10 pounds of ground beef and some shrimp and salmon and just a whole bunch of stuff, some snacks, things like that. So yeah, so 25, and then we have 20, hang on. I should have fixed these beforehand. You know what? I'm gonna go a little off here and just not correct these. I know that might drive some of you nuts, but I don't want to put you through it. So, and it gets all messed up in the envelopes anyways. I only look at these for the most part when I'm filming these videos. Andrew does most of the shopping, so, and it doesn't bother him, so we're just gonna roll with it. All right, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 5. That did drive me a little crazy as I was going through it. So anyways, let's double check. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 5. So we have 525 now, and we did a big stock up today, so we are gonna be in really good shape for groceries. We may even be able to do a little bit more stocking up, we'll see. So 525 in groceries. This envelope is getting a little beat up, but that's okay. Okay, so then let's fill up entertainment. So for entertainment, it looks like we have some left in here. We have 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, and we're adding another 100. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37. 137 in entertainment. If it really drives you nuts not having the bills the right way, just let me know in the comments and I'll take the time to do it next go around. But I feel like this video is long enough already. Mando and Cara, we have 20, 40, 60, and 80 in theirs, and then we're adding another 60. So they have 140. I'll just double check, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. So 140 in theirs, and that's for food and treats and vet visits. I wonder if we'll just make this into a sinking fund, actually. I'll have to talk to Andrew about that because, yeah, I don't know what we'll do, but that might just be like a sinking fund. We'll see. So rather than like a cash sinking fund, just do normal sinking fund, you know? All right, so piano is the last thing. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, and 210. So Andrew will bring that to Maddie's next piano lesson, which will be Monday, and then she'll be all good to go for the month of June. And those are our cash envelopes for the month of June. We'll see if we decide to just switch the puppies into like their own little sinking fund. To me, that might make the most sense since we have sinking funds going again, but we'll see. The other stuff I think still having cash is good, but that is cash envelopes. And now we're all set up for the next few weeks. We've got our 31st of May paycheck ready to go, 6/14 paycheck, which is gonna change quite a bit, probably depending on what the rollover and Andrew's income and everything looks like here. That's why I'm thinking setting up just one paycheck at a time is probably gonna make more sense just for now. And we do have a big buffer now in our checking account, so rollover doesn't matter as much. So there's that as well. And then for sinking funds, those are all set up and ready to go. It feels really, really good to have these. And again, I looked at our sinking funds from the past and sort of like figured out like what do we really, really need? And I think this is going to cover a lot. Andrew and I, as far as things that we might need, we have our chime cards for, so that's all good to go. But anything else, car maintenance, house maintenance, like Christmas festivities, the kids, medical, and then like a vacation, which I know vacation is not, again, something that if you're trying to pay off debt, like, I don't know, it just depends. Finances are so personal, you guys, and I know we could pay off our car so much faster if we didn't do a vacation fund and we, you know, didn't maybe do as much to festivities and stuff like that. But for us, you know, I feel like, yes, we're trying to pay off the car as aggressively as we can, but Maddie's gonna be 10 this year, Julia's gonna be 5. I really wanna be able to just go do fun things with my family, you know? That's where it boils down to. We're not going to Disney or anything, we're going camping, so it's a little different and everything, but, and then for festivities, we really like getting nice gifts for people. We really like, you know, doing all of the activities at Christmas time and things like that. So I just wanna make sure we're good to go there, but, you know, that's that. So we barely eat out, like, yeah. I don't know why I feel like I'm defending myself or trying to justify things right now. I think finances, people, especially like the diehard Dave Ramsey people, I feel like they're very strict, and I admire that completely. And we've been there before. We've been very, very strict before, but we know the car is gonna get paid off. And I think what like our main plan is for the car is to use Andrew's income as much as possible to pay it off. I think we should be able to put pretty much near 100% of his income all the time, unless unexpected things come up like the sewage line or whatever. We should be able to use his income, put it all towards the car. And then, you know, we get extra paychecks a couple times a year. And then at the end of the year, we're gonna kind of see where the business currently stands. And if the business is looking good and everything, we could do like I think they call it like an owner's draw or something like that. You can give yourself a bonus, and we would put that all towards the car. So we'll see. We're gonna just keep chipping away at it as much as possible, but this has been a long, long video. I had planned on filming my plan with me and like next week's releases videos today too, but I think this is gonna be all I'm gonna do as far as filming is concerned, because I need to edit this and then Andrew's gonna leave. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if it was a hot mess at some points. We'll see what kind of editing magic I can do, but that's it for this one. So if you enjoyed it, if this was helpful to you in any way, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out so much. And be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos. I'll be online chatting with you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So definitely join us there. We have a great time chatting with each other. And then next week we have new releases. We're gonna have all of our to-done products ready to go for you guys for next Wednesday. So that's super exciting. It's really, really cute. So definitely don't miss that. So stay tuned for all those exciting things. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I will chat with you all later. Bye.